also see that Murakami is trying to, in a way, bridge the gap between the old and the new, like the old and the contemporary. And he's really trying to shine light on what is happening now and here, and like how it's affecting our culture, especially like Japanese culture.
I'm Ann Nishimura Morse. I'm the William and Helen Pound Senior Curator for Japanese Art here at the Museum of Fine Arts. The relationships that are reflected in this exhibition between Takashi Murakami, the artist, and Nobuo Tsuji, our informing art historian, these are relationships the museum has had since at least 2001. So in one way it's a short-term project, and another one it's been a very long-term project. The museum is really committed to bringing in new audiences. And I certainly know that my children and their friends think of Japanese art very much in terms of manga and anime. And manga and anime have been very influential in Murakami's own production. It's really one of his starting points, along with historical work. But he produces work in ways that are very accessible. People don't feel like they need to know anything about Japanese art in order to appreciate his works.
My favorite piece is this, because it's amazing how he made all of this.
The floor, the painting.
The floor, the painting, and the lights.
The way the exhibition itself was put together is that Professor Tsuji and I sort of met first to talk about the kinds of things that we thought from the MFA's historical collection would resonate with Takashi's pieces, and then the three of us sat down and talked together about what pieces we might create pairings with. The first night we were open for the late night, I could just see people looking at the older pieces, some of our most important treasures, saying, oh wow, I never knew this was here, and reading the labels and teaching each other about the work, and that was a really exciting thing.
The exhibit was way more creatively put together than I even thought it was going to be, especially this room with the chandelier kind of glass work that is put into it and the floor work. It was absolutely beautiful. So far, very colorful, really fun. Definitely one of the coolest exhibits I've seen in this gallery.
It's not unusual for an artist to have muses or people that they respect, but what's really unusual about Murakami's relationship with Tsuji is there's almost like a father-son relationship going on there. And Professor Tsuji is 85 years old, and yet he can really push the buttons of Murakami in ways that are hysterically funny, but incredibly probing at the same time. And I think it's that kind of personality. Takashi's a really strong personality, but you need someone who can question him at times to really urge him to do something different. And I think in that he's found a terrific mentor. The one thing that I have found by going through the sketches of his projects, for instance, is that he and his team conduct very thorough art historical studies before they embark on some of these works. He says that his works, he knows nothing, but that's absolutely not true. I mean, it's one he does study very, very deeply, and he's incredibly knowledgeable. And I think you see it incorporated into his works, not just in a surface, but truly into the fabric of the works that he creates. We continue to have this mission of telling the whole story of Japanese art from beginning to end. And Murakami actually contributed one work for this exhibition that was completed 2 weeks before the opening of the show, so it doesn't get more contemporary than that. But one of the other reasons is that Japanese art has often been seen as being the historical or the contemporary. And one thing that we wanted to show is that artists don't work that way. People don't think of art in that way. And that he has really been looking to historical art very deeply in the production of his own things. To separate them out then sort of loses the context for his own production.